Philippians 4:13, and it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Now that's Jesus telling you that through him, you can do almost anything. Nope. It's not. So that was me 2 years ago. That was before I really realized the context of Philippians 4:13. I've been meaning to make this video a little while ago, but yeah, I'm just going to explain this because so many people, athletes, and just, people in general, get this verse out of context. So I'm just going to be reading the context so we can just clear the area. I rejoice greatly in the Lord that at last you renewed your concern for me. Indeed, you were concerned, but you had no opportunity to show it. I am not saying this because I am in need, for I have learned to be content, whatever the circumstance. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all this through him who gives me strength. So to bring context of what I just read, basically, Philippians was written by a man named Paul. And Paul was in prison when he wrote this. And basically while he was in prison, he suffered tremendously. He suffered tremendously while in prison. And he still rejoiced. He still rejoiced, and that's why this was written. Because no matter the circumstance, no matter what he dealt with, no matter what he faced, he was still able to rejoice and know that through anything, through every situation like this where he suffered, Christ was still there, and Christ can get him through it, because that's who gives him strength. That's why it says, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. That is not something that should be said for you to be a millionaire, or to get a dream car, to get a dream girl or boy. You can get through suffering because it is through Christ who gives us strength. So I'm kind of going over my words. But basically, when we suffer, we can still get through the suffering through Christ. Because whether Paul starved, whether he was, whatever was said in that verse, he can still go through what he was suffering. And that is only through Christ that he was able to get through that. So hopefully that was a good enough explanation. Sorry, I keep going over my words. So nonetheless, peace out. God bless.